Good morning, and I hope you've been well, and this is part 43 of the Pokemon Rejuvenation V13.5 Let's Play, set mode, no items, so yeah. So with that being said, let's go on into Tesla's home real quick, but before we go on ahead and talk to her, I do want to re-explore the home real quick, so yeah. I'm mainly curious if there is anything that is different within the home. For the most part, I believe it's pretty much the exact same from V13 and V12, but let's go on ahead and take a look real quick, just in case. No, yeah, it pretty much seems the same. Yeah, okay. Gotcha. Not that it's a bad thing or anything like that, more so just kind of curious if there is anything different about it, so yeah. I also gotta say, the whole Talia, I don't know why I keep saying Talia Resort, Tela Resort, this whole part of the game, it's honestly been like really interesting to me because like, I don't even know how to like begin with like the differences, because like there are a lot of differences with how things play out within this arc on the game. With V13 and V13.5, they are two completely different like ways on how everything played out. I'm not gonna go one by one with all the differences, at least not really right now. Maybe at some point, but not really going to right now. But I gotta say, I really do like how it's different and how it's played out with this version. But again, with some of the other things that I brought up, I feel like V12 and V13, I feel like it played out somewhat better than this one. But I like the different additions within this one more than the older ones, if that makes any sense. I guess I'll word it like this. I really wish that they kind of kept the same, at least similar way on how things played out with V12, V13 within V13.5, but added some of the elements and added more of like the interactions and all of that with what they've done with V13.5 and kind of like mixed it up. I don't know. It's kind of weird how I want to word it, because like with this version, it's totally fine and good, and I really do enjoy it. And again, it might be just a thing that I'm just so used to playing the older versions that, again, I'm going to prefer that because that's the one that I played the most. But either way, I really do like how things are played out with the new version and all of that, but I don't know. Just kind of like wanted to give my thoughts and feelings and all of that. Oh, a protein, okay. Oh, right, okay, so, there is, if I'm not mistaken, a guy within Aquamarine Cave. I think he's looking for a protein. If I read it correctly, and I'll double check it at some given point, but, right, if I read it right, there should be a guy looking for a protein in Aquamarine Cave, and for some reason, you get a karma point for that. We might do that this episode just to see what happens, but we'll just have to see how it goes. Oh, and with the whole Savali thing, I do plan to get that evolved, and it probably won't be this episode, but one of the future episodes, probably more like sooner episodes, maybe the next one, or maybe this one, I'm not entirely sure, but one of the more recent ones that we'll get into in the future. We'll go on ahead and evolve Type Null to a Savali, show Matthew, so we can get into the one cave within River's End. Thankfully, a longtime viewer was kind enough to give me some advice on all of that, so I do have a little post-it note on that, so we will go on ahead and do that very soon. Probably not this episode, but very soon we will be getting into that, so yeah. But with that being said, let's go talk to Tesla here. Alan, welcome, welcome. Are you ready for dinner? Great, let's start. Welcome to Tesla's kitchen. What can I do for you today? Something sweet, something relaxing, something rejuvenating, something sour. Normally, I always go with something rejuvenating just because of the name of the game, so yeah, but of course, you can choose whatever you want. All of them, if I'm not mistaken, give you different items. Of course, they're not really going to be helpful to me since we're doing a no items run, so yeah, but I've always chose rejuvenating. Something rejuvenating, huh? Now, where have I heard that before? You know, I never get to do this with Amber anymore. Now that she's a gym leader and a musician, she's always doing something that keeps her busy. I'm not necessarily complaining, she's spoiled, but she is not lazy. Now what's interesting is, I like that little detail there. It's not the most game-changing detail, but if I'm not mistaken, the last version, she didn't, listen in on the conversation. She was somewhere else. But within this version, she does listen. Interesting. I also think she's in that phase where she thinks she's too cool to hang out with her mom. It's really a shame too. We used to have a lot of fun. Between my job at the Elite 8 and working at the resort, I'm barely home anymore. That and the fact that her father isn't here anymore. She may be lashing out because she feels neglected. She is causing you all a bit of trouble, but I'm glad you are all here. And done. Here you go, sugar, something that will bring you back to life in a jiffy, made with love. Oh, and Alon, can I ask a favor of you? Could you bring this slice of cake down to the professor tonight? I'm sure he's been starving down there, and I just can't stand the thought. How do you know him? Does he deserve this? No, how do you know him? Well, I guess I'll check the points real quick. Alrighty, so the first option is neutral, the second one, does he really deserve this, is minus points. Oh, Professor Jenner was one of my first friends. During East Garden City's construction, I had this waitress job. Jenner and a group of others would routinely come in for a cup of non-conforming tea. He was even there for my wedding. Those were good times. But anyways, I suppose it's time for that surprise, yes? Follow me along. Now, I honestly gotta say this real quick. I really like how, with the whole Tesla and Amber situation, that they add more to it. And it's something that I wish would have been a thing with some of the other scenes that I brought up within the past videos that I'm not going to repeat again. Because, yeah, I don't want to get repetitive over and over and over, even though I pretty much do that all the time at this point. But if some of you watched the other episodes, you know exactly what I'm referring to with some of those situations and scenes. But with this one, giving it some more praise, I like how they're adding more to this one with the two, with Amber and Tesla, right? Because downstairs, she brought it up a little bit more with some things from Where Love Lies, within that older, game. It's true, Jenner was there with a few others, Tesla was a waitress, and, it's cool that they're adding those little details, and even throughout, the whole, Taylor, I almost said Taylor again, Tele Resort, I don't know how you actually pronounce it, I'm pretty sure it's Tele Resort, but, not really important. Throughout, the Tele Resort arc of the story, it adds more with the whole, father thing and some things from, Where Love Lies if you have played that, game, so I really appreciate that, honestly, with this. 1 second, let me just check if everything's in order. Okay, you can come on in now, Alon. Right this way, Alon. Are you confused? Well, this is something that I've been putting together for a little bit now. This room happens to belong to you. Malia and Alita chatted with me for a while the other night. They told me everything that happened at the castle and what happened to your mother. I just want you to know that I feel your pain. I know what it feels like to be alone in this world. I was in the same position. And of course, even though I cannot replace your mother, I can at least make it my duty to continue what she started. When all of this is over, do you think you could live here with Amber and I? We'd love to have you here for as long as you need. Together, we'll be one big happy family. But of course, you don't have to stay here if you don't want to. Thank you. I don't know what to say. Silence. Thank you. I'm almost certain that's the right one. Yeah, thank you is +2. The other option, I don't know what to say, is neutral. And then the other one is minus points. I'm so glad. I was worried you wouldn't like this. Please take these as well. For a moment, we get a yacht. These are the keys to my yacht. It's parked right outside my house. Amber and I never use it, but I feel like it could be beneficial to you. So whenever you do leave, but wish to come back, we'll be waiting. So that's what you're doing now. You're just gonna give away Dad's space just like that? Amber, please not right now. And real quick, hold the brakes. I love this. I love this a lot because with the old version, it was a completely different situation because, like, if I'm not mistaken, Amber walked in like, oh, like, why are we in this room? I need my flyers or poster things for the cook-off and all of that, you know, trying to get, you know, work and stuff like that done for, you know, the cook-off event and all of that. But with this one, I love it. It adds more of a serious tone because she's like, oh, so now you're just going to give away Dad's space, right? Why? I like that. I'm curious on how this plays out. Amber, please not right now. I don't care about Alon. Did you forget about him then? Amber, I'm not. This is just typical of you. You know that? You do all you can to forget that he ever existed and you try to push that on me too. Well, I won't forget him. I don't care that he walked out on us. You can grit your teeth and try to make others happy, but you'll always fail at doing that for yourself. You're the worst mother ever, and I hate you. Well, at least you have one. Because I didn't. I never knew my mother or my father. They died when I was very young, and I had no one to look after me but myself. I had to bring myself from the ground up and find my own way without guidance. I know you're upset that your father isn't here, and I'm sure you blame me for that. I am trying my best to support you in any way that I can, but I'm not strong enough for this. Everything is falling apart. Amber, stop. I'm sorry. I didn't mean... Sorry that you had to see that alone. I need some time alone. I love it. 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 Well, I don't love the situation, but like you get the point. When I brought it up earlier, that it just adds more, and I wish there was more of that with some of the scenes that I brought up in the past. Like I wish there was more of that, similar to this scene here, because like again, back then it was just I need my flyers. Stop being stupid. Give me my flyers. You're the worst mom ever, and mother like ever. Sorry, I feel like I said that weird, but and you know she was just like being a big baby about it, like I need it now, 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 when she didn't realize that, you know, there was something more important going on. But with this one, you can't really call Amber, you know, like a big baby, because like she's right. She has absolutely every right to be like, you know, why are you giving away Dad's room? You can't sit here and forget about him and act like it's all good and whatnot and put a fake smile on your face and just act like everything's okay when it's not. Again, I understand Tesla's point of view, but I also understand Amber's point of view, and I love how they added much more to that whole thing with this version. Great. Absolutely great. I love that. Now let me open up my present before we go after Amber. A box is mysteriously tucked into the corner of the room. There's a note attached to the box. To Alon, a gift of appreciation from all of us on the team. Do enjoy it. From the Gear and Lab Dev team. P.S. No souls went into the making of the crest, so don't feel bad using it. That's a goofy little joke there. If you kind of like know about the crest and all that. Glitter ball, 2 cell imprints, 2 black prisms, 12 moo moo milks, 12 lava cakes. Oh wow, we're actually getting a lot here. Thanks, dev team. Love you guys. Alright, let's take a nap here. And I assume... Right, okay. What do you want? You can't just barge in people's rooms like this. Are you okay? Stop being a child. I would never say that to anybody in this kind of like situation, you know? Like, again, with the other version, like, yeah, you kind of are being like a big baby. Like, with the whole like thing about like I need my papers or my flyers or whatever. Like, for that, it's like you should like read the room, like something serious is like going on. But with this one, it's a lot more different. You can't really compare the two different ones as like the same. With this one, it's understandable to be upset. Are you okay? I'm in a dark room, sobbing my eyes out. What do you think? Of course I'm not doing okay. Today is the worst day ever, and I'm only making it worse for everyone. When I was young, a fire broke out in East Garden City. It got out of control and ravaged half the city. The source of the fire was led back to me. My family and I were exiled because of it. It was hard for all of us, but especially on my dad. He hated Terajuma because it reminded him of his home island. Apparently he had bad blood with his family and brought up bad memories. Things have never been the same since we moved here. It's just been a constant pressure and guilt every day. After a while, I think my dad got fed up and just left. He didn't even say goodbye to me or anything. He just left. See, and again, I have to give it more praise here. I like how they're adding some stuff within Where Love Lies. Again, if you haven't played that game, I would recommend playing it. But if you don't want to, I do have a let's play if you want to like watch through it quickly. I think it's like 5 or 6 episodes. We did go for the true ending on that one, so more so up to you. Or if you want to watch somebody else's series, I don't care who you watch. I would at least recommend checking out that game because it does have a lot of stuff to do with what's going on here, and it kind of like makes things like connect a little more if you know those kind of things. But anyways, I guess I'll give like a slight spoiler kind of thing, kind of not, but yeah. So, with this whole thing with her dad and all of that, what went down was, if I'm not mistaken, going off of memory, his name was Deegan, if I'm not mistaken. He married Tesla. The fire happened. He had to move. He kept going after, Kata, and there finally kind of came a point where he was pretty much going to go out again to, I guess, like mess with him or to meet up with a certain someone. I forgot exactly what it was, but I don't want to get heavy into spoilers. But there came a point where Tesla was pretty much like, you know what, if you're gonna leave, leave for good, because I can't do this anymore with you. You keep leaving all the time. I don't know what you're doing. You never talk to me. You're not spending a lot of time with Amber and all of that. You're not being a good father. So if this is going to be the time that you leave, don't return. And he never returned. And I will leave it at that because I don't want to get into what happened to him because that's major spoilers. But anyways, he didn't even say goodbye to me or anything. He just left, almost like he never even wanted me. And then when the Zen broadcast aired, my mom tried to send me away too. My dad didn't want me, and then my mom was trying to send me away too. Like I'm just some burden they don't want around. It pissed me off so much. I hate my dad for hurting my mom, and I'm angry at my mom for pretending it never happened. People stab her in the back all the time, and she just goes on smiling like it never happened. I don't care who you are. That is no way to live. You know, it's one of those things that we'll use Amber as the example, but I'm not saying a lot of people are going through a situation like I was accused of a city burning down and all that kind of stuff. But they'll like keep it simple, whether it's like a divorce or any other bad thing that's going on. A lot of people are going through similar things within your head, like Amber is here. You know, she's venting, she's pouring her heart out, and she's finally going in the right direction, is how I'm going to word it. Because she's going through the first important steps to healing through my eyes, and that is plain and simply, meditating and just thinking within your mind, I don't want to be abandoned. Why did my dad leave me? Why does my mom want to send me away? Why did dad never love me? Why is my mom okay with being stabbed in the back so many times? Why am I such a brat to all of these people? Why am I this way? Why did the Gearden's fires had to happen? Why did I have to move? Why did my dad have to be the way that he is? Why does my mom have to be the way that she is? Why am I doing this? Why? And it's just stop. Breathe. It's okay. These steps that she's going through, like I brought up before, are the first most important steps to the process of healing. Now, of course, you shouldn't take advice from me because I am an idiot. But that is how I see it here. She's venting, she's going through the motions within her mind, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And it's a continuing cycle. But it's a normal and a necessary cycle to assessing what's going on and realizing that what is going on is necessary. You may not understand it right now, and you're not going to understand it right now, because she brought it up multiple times about the dad, the mom, herself, why this, why that. You're not going to understand it immediately. You may never understand it at all. But I believe there comes a point where you just have to accept it for what it is and slowly go towards the right direction. What is it that's going to make things better? What is it that is necessary? What is it that it's needed to get yourself into a better position? Whether it's physically, mentally, spiritually, however you want to see or word it. What do I need to do to make things better? How do I change me, my mind, my body, myself, my everything? How do I go through these kind of things? And again, you're not going to get it right now. You're not going to. It is a process that will take a long time. And I think how the game played it out with this version with Amber was so much better than the old one. I have to give it credit. I really, really do. And I really do appreciate that, again, they're adding more to it. I know a lot of people may, at the early stages, whether you're a new or repeat player, I'm not saying everybody feels this way about Amber, but let's say for the example, there may be some people that are like, well, she's being a baby. Similar to Venom's point of view, oh, the Gearden fires happened, but it didn't affect me. I'm fine. What Venom is doing in my eyes is not the right thing. She hasn't gotten over it. She's oblivious to it. There's a big difference. Because the same thing happened with Ren. Ren brought it up before that, Venom is walking around the city as if Malia never died. It never happened. That's not healthy. That's not moving on. That's not getting over it. That's just being oblivious to what has happened. That's not okay. I don't believe that to be okay. But I've said it before on another video. Everybody's different. And if that is how you want to go about it, then that's how you want to go about it. I don't think it's right. I don't think it's healthy. But if that's what you want to do, that is your life, not mine. And we can even pick on Amber for a moment. I don't think it's right to just be mean towards everyone. I've always said it. I'm a firm believer. Just because bad things happen to you does not mean that you get to bring bad things upon others. It is never, ever, ever an excuse in my mind to do that. I can understand why she's doing this and why she's the way that she is. I understand why, but that doesn't make it right. I don't think it's right for her to, go after, all of us and want us out immediately like that. I don't think it's right. But I can understand it for what it is. And another point that I want to bring up is she's young. She's not, you know, like a full-grown adult like her mother, Tesla. She's not at that age that she has that level of experience and all that kind of stuff. And I feel like that's something that a lot of people may forget, especially more than ever, with like adults being like, oh, well, these kids don't get it and all that. I don't mean to go into like these like rants and stuff like that, but I'm going to. But like these older people, oh, they don't get it and boomer talk and all that kind of stuff. And it's just like, then make me understand it. I want to understand it. I want to learn it. Teach me. Instead of you just and just like, grr all the time at like young people and whatnot, make me understand it. I want to. And it's the same thing with like Amber's case, she's going back and forth, going through the motions, and she doesn't understand it. But again, she's trying to get to that point that it's like, okay, now I'm ready to try to tackle it. I'm ready to understand what it is. I'm trying to be better and to do better. I don't know. I just feel like more than ever, it's just one of those situations that, and again, the age doesn't matter because like bad things happen to all sorts of people, young and old. It doesn't matter, but going off of the young thing for a moment, like you can say this and that, like it's not right for her to say the comments that she said to Tesla. And there's a part of me that feels like she even knows what she said is not right. But again, you're young. You don't fully understand and you're not fully grasping the situation fully. But again, as I've said so many times, you're young. You're going to lash out. You are going to do things and say things that you don't mean. Even when you're adult, even when you're 50 years old, it doesn't go away. You just make mistakes. It is an inevitable thing. It's just going to happen. But the important thing is learning, accepting it, and moving forward and accepting that it was a mistake and what can I do to apologize and to be better and to do better and whatever the situation is. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't know. But I guess for now we'll just kind of like leave it at that. But I don't know. Just to like give some advice, and I'm the last person that you should really listen to. If anyone is going through like these kind of like emotions and maybe traumatic situations, whatever it is and however you want to word it, I've always been a firm believer that with time and effort, things can get better. It comes down to how bad do you want it? It's not an overnight thing. It never is an overnight thing. Even now, I'll even use me an example. There are still many things that I'm still trying to grasp and learn and do better. You'll be doing that till, the day you die. It is something that, you won't fully grasp it. There is no fully grasping it. But, you know, let's say, for example, Amber just stays within that headspace and it spirals worse and worse and worse. And it gets into, a worst cycle of, let's say, anxiety, depression, all these, mixed of like emotions just running through her head. Doing nothing and allowing that to happen is not the way to go about it, and it is a very dangerous road. Whatever you do, do not get to that point. Worrying is normal. Anxiety is normal. Depression is normal. There are events that a lot of these things, like traumatic or bad events happen that you get these episodes. It is a totally normal thing. But when you get to the point of over worrying, overthinking, over anxiety, over, depression, just overdoing it, that's when it leads into dangerous territory. Whether you need to be at a therapist, maybe medication, or maybe work out, walk in a park, maybe meditation might be a thing, maybe a hobby. Everybody goes through these kind of things in different ways. I've always said it before that I can give all the advice in the world, but every single person takes things differently. I don't know what it is that'll make you better. You gotta find that on your own. I can give you the parts, I can give you the pieces, I can give you the advice, but you gotta be the one to put it together. You gotta be the one to fix you, ultimately. Nothing wrong with asking for advice and help from friends, family, therapists, whatever you like, whoever you want to talk to, but it ultimately comes down to you. They can't do the work for you. You got to do the work for you. Alright, enough of this boomer talk. I don't know why I told you all of that. Maybe it's been bottled up to the point where I couldn't hold it back anymore. I don't know, but I feel a lot better, so thanks. And that's another thing too. It's not healthy, to keep these things, just bottled up and all of that. There's got to come a point where it's just like, just let it out. I'm here to help. Huh? I see. Hey Alan, remember when I called you annoying? And when I said I don't care about you? I take it back, alright? You can't hold that over me anymore. Anyways, I want to apologize to my mom for everything. That was the first time she yelled at me, and she was right to. I want her to know that I don't blame her, and I want her to know how I feel about what happened in our past. That's the only way I can see myself moving on from this. But first, there's something I need to know. You're bringing food to that one guy, right? Do you mind if I come with you? I'll behave, I promise. You won't even notice I'm there. Let's go. Right. See, and again, beautiful how that ended. Because she thought about it, she went through the emotions within her head, it was spiraling, and she came to the conclusion that I don't understand why my mom is this way. I don't understand why my dad did the things that he did. But I want to talk to my mom. She had every right to yell at me for what I said and done. I want to apologize and really let her know how I feel. Those are the first steps to slowly getting better. Beautiful how they made that all play out with Amber. Hey Professor Dude, can we talk for a second? Talk? I suppose we can chat for a bit. What's the matter? I overheard my mom saying that you knew my dad. Is that true? Yes, I knew him, but we didn't speak too much. Why? I was gonna ask if you knew where he went. I'm sorry, but I don't know. If I had to make a guess, I would say he probably visited Sheridan Village. Sheridan Village, what could he possibly need there? Oh, hey Malia, welcome to the party. Alon, Amber, what are you two doing all the way down here? Tesla made you this and she asked us to deliver it, that's all. It's strawberry shortcake, my favorite. Tesla's always looking out for me. Thank you for delivering this to me, Amber. No problem. Malia, did you need something? Well, I just came down here to chat again like last time, but it seems like Alana and Amber beat me to it. I'll come back a little bit later. Nonsense, we can all enjoy each other's company. Tesla sent me some cake. It's not much, but we can share it. Can we have a slice of cake too, Professor? Oh, big bro moment. I guess the Death Wings are down here. Team Zen, did you think you could escape us forever? Running from duty is a high offense, you know that. Darn, I thought I had a little more time. Amber, what? Help me fend these two off. Okay. Alan, Malia, you two are high-profile targets. Escape while you can and find Tesla, but leave now. Let's go, Alan. Just go and find my mom, Alan. I can handle myself down here just fine. Alon, you have to go. Amber and I can hold this off for now. Sounds like a plan. Something's coming this way. What? Oh, bruh. I guess Madalis is still a little mad about the one comment Malia made about the makeup and all of that. Man, what the heck? Are you impressed with these vehicles? That was a rhetorical question. Of course you are. I designed them after all. You freaks don't know when to give up. Real quick though, I gotta give credit to like Madalis because like I brought it up before and I know she's definitely one of the more, I don't know if I would have said incompetent Zen admins in the group, but let me do it this way. She's definitely more goofy with the way that she is, but you kind of have to give her credit, and I like with this version, like, they give a little bit more of that to her. Like, yeah, she's goofy and all of that, but, you know, with, like, the Zen project, the whole generator thing, building these tanks, you know, well, making the design and all of that to make these possible. She's dumb, but she's not dumb. That's how I'm gonna word it. You're a freak. You just don't understand the intricacies of hard work and dedication. God, it hurts to be this beautiful and talented. Keep gloating all you want, freak. This isn't over. We gotta head back. I love it when they run. What if we just... You know, we can talk about this, guys. No? Okay. They have us surrounded. Alon and I can't get out of the usual way. There's always a way out. Some things just require a bit of creativity. Cling clang, gear grind. Oh well, thanks, cling clang. Use those rocks to climb around them and escape. Amber, come with us. No way, Jenner's is going to be needing my help. You two escape and go get my mom. Got that? Are you insane? Cry about it. I'm not leaving. My mom must have gone to her office after we fought. That's always where she goes when we fight. Alon, Malia, just go. Okay, okay. We're going. Let's go. Status? We've got him cornered, but just to secure our lead, let's make things a little harder. Time to dim the lights. Zork, night days. Real quick. Oh, you can't even go back. Okay. So I guess, better not go that way. I was just kind of curious if you could. Let's see. Oh, well, they got the rocks there. I guess we're going this way? Oh, right. There you are. I can't see a thing. I think we reached the dead end. It's no use. I think I heard something down this way. Alon, we gotta hide. Why did it get so dark? I don't know. I think Alon and Malia may have run into some trouble. Wait, actually, did they beat the Deathwings? That is extremely impressive. Well, no. What? Sorry, I don't want to get into like spoiler stuff with Deathwings. Let me just see how it plays out. Hey, Professor. Yes. Do you love your daughter more than anything else in the world? Good. That's a good thing. I wish I had a father like you. By chance, have you ever worked with music before? I was actually in a death metal band when I was younger. Oh yeah? Didn't expect that. How do you feel about a comeback? I think they went this way. Oh, there they are. So they kind of just abandoned the battle to go after us. Gotcha. Back the other way. Amber? For a moment. Welcome to the show, you blanks. Come on in, don't be shy. Today's performance is by me and my awesome vocalist, Professor Jenner. Thanks for the introduction. We have a special message for our audience tonight, and that message is, screw you all. Say it with me, Jenner, screw them. Bruh. I'm not gonna say any of this. I gotta give credit, it's super goofy. Bruh. You think you got what it takes to bring us both down? Then just try to. Let's turn on the lights. This is an obvious diversion. You handle this. I'll grab the ones who slipped away. Aye. Bruh moment. Amber's creating a diversion for us. Let's not waste this chance. We gotta get back to Tella and get Tesla. Oh, missed opportunity there. I wish Malia would have made like a little like comment like Dad, like something weird like why are you doing this, or were you like in like a death metal band and all that. Oh, that would have been kind of goofy if she made a little like comment like that. This way, I understand that it's a little more serious, but would have been a little goofy. Not so fast. You thought you two could give us a slip, huh? Well, I'll have you know I'm far too smart to be tricked by such juvenile tactics. Smarter than a Magikarp, sure, but that's not saying much, is it? Oh, you brat. Time to put you in your place, sorry. Oh, interesting. So this battle... Oh, so they changed it then. Well, I mean, I guess so, because like... Sorry, I'm just adjusting my chair and all. Well, that's odd though, because like when you go to like the pot with like the soup in it, it says like it has like an odd smell. Because like with the old version, Madalis pretty much like put some sleeping thing within the... Oh, what was it called? It was some sort of like soup thing. They all tried it, they fell asleep. Well, I guess with this version, it makes more sense because like I brought it before, okay, they're all asleep, why didn't you just kidnap them all at that given point? So with this one, I see why it makes more sense. But yeah, back then you did all of that. She battled Amber and you, but she still kidnapped Amber because, well... You know what, I'm not gonna get into that right now. There's a certain reason why, but yeah. And I guess we got one of these mage battles again. Okay, yeah, so it seems like the same team from that one battle from before. Let's have a change of scenery, shall we? Oh, same field too. Let's go for Super Fang on the Cradilly. Well, that sucked a lot. Let's go for Tailwind, so we can have a little bit of a boost in speed. Recover, I guess we can Gear Grind the Cradilly, because I'd rather you out. Let's go after Florges. Well, that kinda sucked. But I gotta say, with Malia though, this battle definitely is not going to be difficult at all, because like back then you had to battle Madalis and the Team Zen Grunt. With this one, it's not that at all. Let's see here. Charge Beam might have been better, but I feel like Gear Grind would have done more. Alrighty. Barks, dear, would you mind helping my dear Houndoom out? Oh, is that the name of the grunt? That's an interesting name. Let's go for Charge Beam, because why not? Dark Pulse, okay. That's fine, because that's a, yeah, that's a free switch into you. Get rid of Jellicent here. Heliolisk. Okay. Now what's interesting is the mage doesn't really have many Pokemon that resemble certain things. It seems to be the same one from before, but just swapped with the mage. Because, like, I know the one mage had certain Pokemon that you'll see in the future, which was, like, really cool, honestly, but I'll just kind of, like, leave it at that. Let's go for Takedown here. And then next turn we should be good to go to take it out. Cool, cool. But yeah, I remember this one being a little bit more tricky, but again with Malia, I don't know how you can really lose. We've lost even with Matalus's directions. Why I never. Don't you know when to lose? Back off. The music stopped. Yes? We got them. Wonderful. Unfortunately, the other two seem to have bested me, but don't worry, they won't be gone for long. After all, they have nowhere to run. Let's go, Alon. We have to go get Tesla before they can escape. Amber and my dad gave themselves up for us. We need to do everything that we can to help them now. For a moment. Oh well. I almost said certain names that I shouldn't say right now. But you know what I'm talking about. Well, some do. Pretty much the two individuals with the red hair. Care to explain why Malia just dashed past us without responding? No? Malia ran towards the resort main office. She looked kind of frantic. Alon, why do you look freaked out? Whoa, Alon, you look like you've seen Amber naked. Trust me, that's not a sight for sore eyes. Alon, where's Malia? Did something happen? You look terrible. Get some rest. Thanks, Adam. But with that, I think... Yeah, okay. Before we talk to Tesla and get that all situated, I think that'll be it for today's episode, since the last one was like over an hour, and this one we're about 50 minutes and close to it, so we'll stop here. But yeah, anyways though, that's gonna be it for today's episode. Thank you guys so much for watching, definitely do appreciate it, and I will see you guys in the next episode. Good morning.